If you're building a new construction home, today I am going to give you a checklist of things you need to do after you close on your home to make sure you are move-in ready. So people love the idea of new construction homes and being able to call it their own. However, there are things you need to do before you move into your home or as soon as you move into your new home that I'm going to talk about today. Now, make sure you stay tuned for the entire video because I'm going to share with you a big one that I just personally learned about because of my husband being a contractor and something he ran across on an unfinished basement of a home that was 1 year old that was quite extensive and brought the builder back into their house. So let's jump right into it. Okay, the number one thing you need to do is make sure you get your air ducts cleaned. Now, that can be pricey for a standard size home because I'm looking into it myself. It's been a while. My bid was $650. Now, don't hold me to it because it does vary, but I was told for a standard size home, it was going to cost me $650. But this is such an important thing because, you can see behind me, there's a lot of wood when you do framing. And all that dust is going into your air vent, all the drywall dust. And I hate to say it, when you're walking through new construction, unfortunately, those subcontractors are throwing trash in their air ducts, all kinds of things. So even if there's not trash in there, all that drywall dust and wood dust and all of that, you don't want it blowing through your house. So make sure you get those air ducts cleaned as soon as you move in or as soon as you close. Okay, the second thing is make sure you change your locks on your home and also the code if you have a keyless entry. And the reason for that is a lot of builders in Salt Lake area, not all, but a lot of those spec home, large home builders, they use the same key or the same code to get into all of the homes that they are building. So once you move in, make sure you change that or there's a good chance that your neighbor's key will work on your house and the superintendent's key will work on your house and so on and so forth. When you go to the title company to close on your home, you're going to get something called a settlement statement that you're going to sign. You want to keep that handy with your driver's license because most homes in the greater Salt Lake City area are now doing community mailboxes. So you're going to have to take that settlement statement and your driver's license to prove that you are the owner of the home now and get your mailbox keys. So make sure you keep those handy after closing. The next thing, make sure you keep a notebook handy for moving in. And the reason for that is because you're going to need to make a punch list for the builder to come back and address issues that you have with the home. So it never fails. I have people tell me all the time, oh, I'll remember that. And then they go and forget when the builder comes back. So make sure you keep a list as soon as you start moving in. Just remember, the builder is not there to be your handyman. So they're not there because you nick the wall moving your dresser in and things like that. It's larger items that the builder needs to address that you notice upon move-in and you didn't notice in your final walkthrough. Okay, and finally, this is something I didn't even realize or thought about. Now, this is something that came up this week when my husband went to finish a basement, and this home was not even a year old that the people have lived in it, and the plumbing in the basement was not to the proper slope. Now, keep in mind, this home was signed off by the city inspectors, and it's not something a home inspector typically looks for because this isn't really their expertise. But the builder had to come in, break up their concrete to get the proper sloping on their basement plumbing. And this would not have been caught had it not been tested before they installed all of the fixtures for the bathroom. So that could have been very, very costly for the homeowner if they finished their basement and then the toilet wasn't working properly and they had backflow or, it would just have been a nightmare. So if you are buying a house with a basement that's not finished, make sure you check that plumbing and make sure that you do a thorough walkthrough and make sure all of that stuff is working properly. If you don't know how to do it yourself, make sure you reach out to a licensed professional on how to get that done. So new construction homes have a lot to them. And if you haven't already, I've done a video on the hidden expenses of buying new construction. So I'll put that here. Make sure you check that out. But you want somebody that is familiar with the new construction process to help you along the way and understand what it is that you can and can't do with new builds. So if you're looking at making a real estate move, reach out to me. I'd love to connect with you and help answer any questions that you may have. But as always, make it a great day.